Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. Honestly, I think the best just initial statement to start this video is that Warzone is down bad. Warzone is down astronomically right now. Honestly, all throughout Warzone's lifespan, I would say the game has been just one massive roller coaster, right? One week we are thriving. We've got a good meta. It's open, it's diverse, the game is fun. The next week we've got a stim glitch and everyone's losing games to that. Then that gets fixed and it's thriving again. We're good. We're high rolling over here. We're happy. And then next week there's a gas mask glitch. And then we're back up good. That's fixed, all taken care of. Good for a couple days. And then the DMR is introduced. And then that's nerfed. And we're fine again. Like, it has been up and down and up and down and up and down since release. That's sort of just how it's going to go with any live service game, right? But unfortunately, and it really sucks to say, recently Warzone is probably in its lowest state that it's arguably ever been. Today, as I'm sure you could probably tell by the general tone of the video, it's not great news, it's not fun news, but it is ultimately the reality that we've got with the game right now. Warzone is not in a good place. It's sort of in that downward trend right now just because of the state of the game. Today we're going over the end of Warzone, or what could lead to the end of Warzone, despite Activision saying this is their front and center title for years to come. As we go through everything, if you enjoy the video at any point, let me know by dropping a like on it. Would be seriously appreciated. Let's see if we can go for 3,000 likes on this one. And of course, if you are new to the channel or if you haven't already subscribed, we are on the road to 800,000 subs. So if you want to stay up to date with everything going on in COD, news, updates, intel, all sorts of stuff like that, it is all right here. So feel free to subscribe with your notifications turned on. So obviously, Warzone's got a lot of issues, right? It's not perfect by any means. There's some smaller issues, there's some bigger issues. Then there is the issue, right? And that, of course, is the hacking, is the cheating, the aimbots, the wall hacks, the God mode, the unlock all tools from level 1. This has not been a secret, right? This has been an issue honestly since day one. Now, day one, obviously this was not as big of an issue. We've had cheaters in Warzone since the game launched, and that's gonna happen with any free-to-play game, or really any new game. Everyone's gonna have cheaters. Like, even like Battlefield 2042, I've heard that there's already hundreds of thousands of people signed up for cheats, and that game isn't even in a beta yet. We haven't even been able to play that game yet, and people are already signing up for cheats. By the way, that's weirdo energy. Like, if that's you, that's a yikes for me, man. But anyways, Warzone obviously has had issues since day one when it comes to cheating. And like I said, any free-to-play game, any mainstream game is going to have that issue. Let's look at Fall Guys, for instance. That game blew up, right? And it immediately had cheaters in it, and that dev team fixed that relatively fast. They put in an anti-cheat, and suddenly Fall Guys hackers were no longer as common. We got Warzone, though. We're like 15, 16 months removed from launch, and we still have cheaters left, right, and center. And I would say right now, at this point in time, cheating and hacking in Warzone is the worst that it's ever been. Back when Warzone launched, I started on PlayStation with all my other friends, you know, Espresso, Ink Slasher, Lazy, Butters is over on Xbox. Like, we all played on console, right? And even then, we'd occasionally run into cheaters. It'd be here and there, we'd run into them, we'd spectate them, like, wow, this is crazy stuff. We eventually all switched over to PC. It's like, okay, yeah, the cheaters are still here. We're definitely running into them a bit more here and there. Then, of course, Raven went ahead. They did all their ban waves, and we continue to see these ban waves drop. But ultimately, they are reactionary measures to this cheating issue. Meaning anyone can create an account, load up some cheats, play the game, cheat, and ruin the experience for everyone they run into the entire night, get banned after one of these ban waves, a reactionary measure, and then wake up the next morning, create a new account, and do the exact same thing over and over and over again. There is no limit to this. They say they hardware ban people, which I'm sure they probably have hardware banned several people, but it's also easy enough to just spoof that and make it so that you can, get around that and just continue cheating. Why that's a mindset, like, I literally cannot comprehend that. It's just the dumbest thing to me. Like, if you cheat in video games, that's like, I don't understand that mindset. Like, it's just a loser mentality. But anyways, not getting sidetracked here, because I could just trash talk cheaters all day long. It's what I do in game anyways. If you guys, watch when Lazy streams and we're playing together, or if you guys used to watch my streams back when I did stream, I'm super competitive. I hate losing. I've always been incredibly competitive in everything I've always done, especially gaming, because this is my main hobby, my main passion now. So when I run into cheaters, I'm absolutely talking trash. I'm trying to get a rise out of them and, get into their mindset of like, why. It's just a stupid mindset in general, and try and figure that out. And I've talked with multiple cheaters in game chats and whatnot and be like, why do you do this? Or how many accounts do you have? Are you gonna, you're gonna get banned, right? And it's like, yeah, I'll just hop onto my next account tomorrow. I've got 8 others just ready and waiting to go. This is the problem with the state of the game right now, is that there is no countermeasure to this. It's not a, hey, do you want to play Warzone? We might run into cheaters. It's, hey, you want to play Warzone until we run into some cheaters? It's not an if, it's a when on a daily occurrence at this point. And it's because of these reactionary measures. You can ban people all the time, but if they can just create a new free account, no consequences, and just do it again, they're not really learning a lesson. All you're doing is, wasting their emails. They're gonna have to continue to make new emails and new accounts and spoof a fake phone number. Like, that's not really a good measure to counter this major issue that literally is killing Warzone right now. You see all these major streamers, all these big names in the community, and honestly, just even casual players. I see it in my comments all the time saying, yeah, my buddies who never play, they've stopped playing right now. You have streamers getting on and they're like, all right, let's play some Warzone today and cheater first game. All right, over to Apex, over to, Splitgate, over to the Halo test, all sorts of stuff like that. It is actively driving players away because there is nothing being done to counter these hackers. Obviously, we need an anti-cheat. It is the most basic statement you can possibly make about Warzone right now. There needs to be an anti-cheat. Whether that's in development, we've only heard rumors about that. Tom Henderson in the past, who's always been very critical, has said that he's heard they were working on one several months ago. We've heard some leaks. I don't really know how an anti-cheat can leak, but we've heard some leaks that one is in development, and it's more so like an Activision-based one where it can, work across multiple titles, multiplayer, Warzone, whatever the case may be. But honestly, until Call of Duty and Activision themselves say something, it really doesn't matter, right? Because we can have all these rumors in the world that cool, an anti-cheat's coming, but until that actually is, put into action and is announced and revealed, the problem's not going to get solved, right? Now, like I said, this has been an issue since day one. There's always been cheaters in Warzone, but not to this, level. The past couple of weeks is by far the worst it's ever been. I know I've been playing a lot less Warzone lately just because I jump on with my friends and we're running into cheaters consistently. We had one night where we ran into cheaters, I think 12 cheaters in 7 games. We had a match where there were 7 different cheaters in just one game alone. The next night we get on, instantly cheaters again. I think our total was like 22 or 23 cheaters between 2 nights of gameplay. Now, luckily I am fortunate enough to call this my job and I can get on and I have a lot of time to play the game because I have to get content for you guys and whatnot. But if I was just a casual, if I had to work a 9 to 5 and I barely had time to play games and I had, all these other priorities I had to focus on and I had maybe 3 or 4 hours a week to play this game, and you jump on and you're getting 7 cheaters in 7 matches, or like what we had 12 cheaters in 1 session, 20 between 2 nights. What's the point? Like, why would you want to avidly go and get on and play against that? Because it's inevitable at this point. The cheaters are Thanos at this point. And it just seems like nothing's being done. My main issue with this and my biggest concern is the fact that the only mention of an actual anti-cheat that we've ever had is when Raven tweets out calling these things anti-cheat updates when they're talking about their ban waves, which in my opinion, yeah, it's technically an anti-cheat update because it's a update targeted at getting rid of the cheaters, but it's not effective in what it does because they can all just make new accounts. And it's clearly just like, the ploy on, yeah, we obviously need an anti-cheat. We don't have the right one, so this is what you're gonna get. That's just not acceptable at this point, right? Like this, like I said at the start of the video, is Activision's main focus. They've said numerous times Warzone is their front and center title, their #1 priority for multiple years. They want this to span through COD 2021, World War II, Vanguard, whatever that's gonna be. They want this to span through COD 2022 with Infinity Ward's next game, probably gonna be Modern Warfare 2, spinning off of where Warzone first started with Modern Warfare. They want it to go through 2023 with the next Treyarch game. Warzone won't last until then unless this is fixed. Like, the game is rapidly declining right now, and we're only 15, 16, 17 months removed from launch. This thing, 24 months removed from launch, if this is still an issue, is going to be, just an afterthought to the vast majority of players. This was the biggest battle royale, and in my opinion, obviously I'm biased because I'm a massive Call of Duty fan, and at the end of the day, I want nothing more than to see this game succeed and the franchise succeed as a whole because I love these games and I've played them for well over half my life at this point. But truly, I think this is the most streamlined battle royale that we have out right now. It's the easiest to get into. The skill gap is by far the lowest out of all these other battle royales, like PUBG, like Fortnite, like all these other games that you get into, and it takes a lot more to actually be able to do well. This game has a lot of handouts. It has the free loadouts. It has perks that, help out newer players. It obviously has relatively easy to use weapons. Weapons don't really have a ton of recoil and whatnot. Like the TTK is pretty basic. Call of Duty is very easy to get into, and that's why it's always been so popular. And you're just tossing this huge opportunity aside. Warzone peaked Call of Duty yet again. We never thought we'd be back to this point where Call of Duty was this big. Obviously, back in the day, MW2, Black Ops 2, like those games are what everyone considers to be the golden times of COD, the golden days of COD. But those numbers never even came close to what we saw with Warzone. And this is just a huge wasted opportunity because there is no anti-cheat, and that plagues the game for everyone. It doesn't matter if you're a top tier pro player and you're in tournaments every single day, because guess what? Cheaters make their way into the tournaments, even in the custom lobbies. Carnage, we held one the other week and we had a cheater in our tournament. You go and you're a mediocre player, you're just playing casual games here and there. Cheaters. Maybe you're a newer player, you're in sort of the lower skill bracket. Cheaters. Like I said, they are a Thanos, they are inevitable. And the fact that we still don't have an anti-cheat, we've never had an official address from Activision saying, hey, we're working on an anti-cheat, we want a preventative measure in our game, is just mind-blowing to me, because it's such a wasted opportunity. And as we can see now, it is literally killing the game. I want to see this game continue to blow up and reach new peaks and strides, but that's never going to happen unless this cheater problem can be fixed. We are 15 months too late into this issue already, and if they just keep on letting this go, Warzone is never going to be in a good place again. You can have all this incredible content, and obviously we're a news-based channel here. I love when they drop new maps and new weapons and new map changes in Warzone and all sorts of new stuff like that, because it makes the game fun again and makes the game fresh. But all of that gets overshadowed by the fact that there's cheaters in every single session you jump on to play. This was a big issue back in Black Ops 4 too, not the cheaters, but the fact that every time they drop a cool update, it always seemed to be overshadowed by something negative. We had a cool piece of content overshadowed by the fact that it's locked behind a paywall, or it's behind the RNG odds of whatever the reserves I think they were back in Black Ops 4, like stuff like that. It's been a trend in Call of Duty for a while, not even just Black Ops 4. Cool update overshadowed by something that shouldn't be there, or it's something that is just predominantly negative. Warzone gets all this cool content, we get new weapons, we get new maps, operators, seasonal themes, we have this whole storyline progression that's really cool, overshadowed by cheaters because it's a problem that has not been fixed for whatever reason. So unfortunately, we get to make a rant video based off of it because it is a massive problem, and it's literally killing the game that I want to play and I want to love more than I do right now, because it's hard to jump on and be excited for it when you know that that fun is going to be shut down in a matter of matches by something that could be prevented but hasn't yet. So unfortunately, this cheating problem is going to continue to overshadow everything they're doing, new COD launches, new seasons, new content, whatever, if it is not fixed. So Activision, Raven, Call of Duty, whoever from anywhere at that company could be watching, this needs to be fixed. I don't know how it hasn't been fixed yet, but like, this game is declining because of the lack of an anti-cheat and a real update to combat the biggest issue. We fixed the stim glitch when that was the biggest issue. We fixed the mask glitch when that was the biggest issue. We fixed the DMR when that was the biggest issue. This issue has been a big issue since day one and still hasn't been fixed. I apologize about doing rants. Obviously, this is not the energy we want on the channel. We try and keep it positive, upbeat, happy, so you guys can come and learn about COD or learn about loadouts and have a good time. But you can't go without mentioning this at this point. You can't ignore it at this point because it is such a huge problem. It's got to be fixed. That's going to wrap things up for today. Hopefully something happens soon. As always, if anything does come of it, and I surely hope it does, I'll be covering it right here on the channel immediately. So make sure you are subscribed for any and all future updates in Warzone, anti-cheat related, content related, all sorts of stuff like that is always all right here. And of course, if you enjoyed the video or if you want to see a change in this game, let me know by dropping a like on it. It helps share the video out there, and hopefully some higher ups at Activision or some people who can actually make an impact on the franchise with their promotion at Raven or any of the studios or anything like that can see this. Maybe we can make a positive change for the game. But that is going to wrap things up. Thank you so much for watching and listening to me rant about this for a couple of minutes here, for 15, 14 minutes, whatever this video ends up being. But that's going to do it. But I hope you guys all have a great rest of your day, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.